All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all the praise and the glory and honors to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachai Kodash. And also I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone everywhere, and that teach well through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai. Wa Shalom, wa Barakim to the elect, beginning with the 144,000 which are scattered abroad, and in every place, redeeming the time and ready to be saved. Shalom. All right, just quick lesson, uh the title of this lesson, will be the catalyst. No, Salakia. The pain is the catalyst to perfection. All right, pain is the catalyst to perfection. All right, and I got that quote from the movie Mortal Kombat, the newest, the latest Mortal Kombat movie. All right, Liu Kang. Y'all should know who that is. The character Liu Kang. That's what he said. Pain is the catalyst. All right, to if he didn't use the word perfection, he might have used another term, but that's what I'm using. All right, pain is the catalyst to perfection, man. All right, because you got to understand that every great man that you read about, the apostles, the prophets, they were great, because of um, the afflictions that they experienced, man. You see, a lot of people don't understand the reason. A lot of people don't understand. Uh, Shalaki, man. Shalaki. Yeah. When the scriptures say that the righteous is often chastised, or well, there's a reason for that, man. Because think about it. The more you exercise, the more you work out. All right. The better, the quicker, the more results you're gonna get. All right. The more positive results you're gonna get. The more you work out. You know, you don't just do a push up, 100 push ups, uh, one day, and then that's it. All right, and think you're gonna get, the form that you want. All right, the body form that you want. Okay, no, you gotta do it often, man. You gotta continue. You gotta be frequent with your workout. All right, to get the form and get the results that you're looking for. All right, so that's how it is, and it's truth, man. All right, because like they say, no pain, no gain. All right, and that's facts. Because we want to know the knowledge, we want to know the parables, the dark sayings. We want to be able to break them down. But guess what, man? That comes through you being going through experiences. All right, going through trials and tribulations, man. Going through that pain. All right, that's how you become a master that's how you master the scripture. I mean, so like that's how you become be able to master the scriptures. All right, through pain, through afflictions, man. And that's just the truth, man. Okay? That's just the truth. Once again, the title of this lesson: pain is the catalyst to perfection. All right? Because when Yahweh Shema Shai push you through that fire, man, you have to you have to realize that it pretty much is not to destroy you, if you of the elect, right? But it's to you get better, if you of the elect, you put through some hell, man. It makes you better, you become more knowledgeable, more wiser. I mean, this is facts, man. All right. So, hey, and what does it say in but Ecclesiastes? He that increaseth in knowledge increases in sorrows. Okay. Hey, shit. When you get this knowledge, you just not, it's like it. And it comes with another level of affliction, man. It don't get easier as you grow in knowledge. It always gets harder. Trials and tribulations, they get harder. All right. And like I said, when you go through it, that's why the scriptures say, despise not the chastening of the Lord. Because when He putting you through afflictions often, it's to better you, to better you, to make you better. All right, to bring you to perfection when it comes to knowledge. This knowledge, man. All right, because like I said, that's how you become the master of the scriptures, through being often chastised, man. All right, and I'm gonna get a precept. Yahweh Shai. He even said, I can't remember. Let me see. Let's see. Okay, what is that? Luke 12:48. I want to get in the blue letter. All right. All right, this is Luke chapter 12, verse 48. It says, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. Yep. You see? He said, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever, now this is the point, it says, for unto whomsoever much is given, right, of him shall be much required. So that's why you go through so much, man. Talking to you brothers, man. That's that has been given a portion of this truth or this knowledge. All right. That's why you go through so much. That's why you go through it so much, man. Because much has been given unto you. All right. You see? In order to bring all that knowledge out, you have to be tried often. All right. So once again, it says, "For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required." All right. It says, "And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more." All right. You see? I want to see what this says in the NLT. It says, "But someone who does not know and then does something wrong will be punished only lightly. When someone has been given much, much will be required in return." Whoo! You see that? So you're not getting this truth, because we all got a debt to pay, man. You know, we got a debt to pay. All right, and that debt is, these afflictions, man, these trials and these tribulations that often come our way. All right, it says much will be required in return, and when someone has entrusted with much, and when someone has been entrusted with much, and what did Yahushua say? He in the parable of the goods, the talents, right? Said he entrusted his servants with his talents, his money, which is just knowledge and his truth, man. All right. So it says, and when someone has been entrusted with much, even more will be required. Whoo! You see? Even more will be required. You see? But the point is, like you said, when someone has been given much, much will be required in return. All right? You see that? So we you want to be great in knowledge. All right? Well, that comes with, being tried often, man. All right? You just don't get it. You just don't become wise. No, you got to go through that fire, that heat, man. All right? Because like I said, pain is the catalyst to perfection. All right? That perfect understanding comes through being tried often, man. All right? So keep this in mind, Akim, when you're going through it. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. Yeah, because you'll think like, damn, man, why? It's like back to back. It seems like you're going through things. Hey, that mean the Lord really dealing with you, man. All right? And it's for your own good. It's to better you. Because we in this thing to grow in knowledge. Okay? And that cannot be unless we're being frequently afflicted. All right? It makes you better, it makes you stronger if you are the elect. If you're not of the elect, well, you're gonna fizzle away. You're gonna be destroyed. You're gonna be removed. You ain't gonna be able to take the heat. All right. But if you of the elect, it's gonna make you better and better every time. All right, because we in this thing to be perfected in knowledge. All right, and ultimately, we're gonna be literally, physically perfected. All right, we're going through the fire now, and in the end, we're gonna be purified. All right, gonna have them. That's what them new bodies. All right, we're gonna have the new body. You see how that glow. We're gonna shine. We're gonna literally shine. Like when you put gold through the fire, it come out and it shines, glosses. All right, we're gonna literally shine. All right, after we get through this hell. That's why I talk about in Zechariah 13th chapter how he gonna bring the third part through the fire, and he gonna refine them. All right. the new bodies is gonna be us being perfected. You know, when we come through that fire as gold. You know, because when we have that glow, that gloss, that shine, yeah, it's gonna be literal, but it's gonna have it's gonna mean something. It's gonna be, it's gonna that represents us being uh 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 um uh 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 what's the word I'm looking for? Uh spotless, you know, spotless. Cause look, just like you put fire, gold through the fire to get rid of what the the dross, the impurities. All right. When we're presented with those new body, that glow, that shine, that's going to represent us. That represents how we're not going to be found with sin anymore, right? Sin represents the dross, the impurities. All right. So we're not. Yeah, it's a meaning to that behind that appearance, right? That's the meaning behind that appearance, you know, that glow, those heavenly bodies, you know. We're just not gonna just have the look, you know. No, it's going to represent us being without sin. We're gonna be completely purified, all right. So yeah, man, you know, that's why we're being tried. That's why we're being chastised, man, to be perfected. Okay, they show you that on these different movies. Like I spoke about, you know, Mortal Kombat. That's one of them. These different heroic movies, Marvel movie, whatever you want to call it. You know, you always got the main character, which is supposed to be the good guy. He always, you know, before he gets to his perfection. I know y'all have seen the movie The Last Dragon. I know. If you haven't, you should watch it. The Last Dragon. When you had Leroy, you know he you know he was good at his martial arts, but once he came against, you know, what's his name, Sho'nuff, all right. At the end of the movie, Leroy was getting his ass beat, man. All right, he's getting his ass kicked. All right, bad. But guess what? That led to his perfection. All right, because he was getting his ass beat so much that he hey, he ended up getting that glow. All right, that power that he was seeking, and guess what? He started uh 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 beating, you know, the Sho'nuff's ass, man. You know, he was untouchable after that. But you see, it came through that pain that he was been experiencing, man. They show you that in all these movies, man. Every time a superhero comes to their perfection, they get their ass kicked. Okay, they getting their ass kicked, man. Excuse my French, but that's just what it is. You know, they brought to their lowest before they come to their perfection, man. So keep that in mind, man. You know, we want to be great in knowledge, but we gotta continue to be chastised. We gotta continue to be put in the fire. All right. So yeah, with that, Lord, when it's edifying. Until next time, Yahweh Shem Al Shabbat Shem Kakadas Brakathum. Wa Baba Ba Shalom.